tired. I want to sit down. Seats.
Avatar: The Last Airbender had a six-legged bison that had a platypus tail and could like swim and fly and had weird markings on its back and stuff.
Avatar: The Last Airbender was a Nickelodeon show on Netflix.
Avatar: The Last Airbender had some crazy family history beef stuff going on with a lot of cool animals and power stuff going on too.
There you go.
That's right. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Fallingtower's Watch the First podcast in which we watch the first episode of a series so that you don't have to. Today, we are doing a review of Avatar: The Last Airbender. You guessed it. I almost called it Ababender or something like that. The boy in the iceberg is the first episode. With us, as always, he stopped shaving his head and drawing a blue arrow on it recently. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg.
The blue arrow is still under there. It's a tattoo. My hair just covers it. So
what?
We are joined by a very special guest today. Indie director, actor, jive turkey extraordinaire, Desmon Heck.
Oh, me. Oh, thank you. Wait. Oh, is that me on camera? Is that Lando Calrissian there? Oh, wait. Oh, no, it's me. Oh, no, it's up. What's up?
Everybody at home.
Denzel Washington.
He told us to call him jive turkey. These are not my words. Yeah. This is definitely his term that he uses all the way.
Yeah.
Since elementary school.
Every single follow Desmon Heck on, I almost called you jive turkey. Heck, you should. on Twitter or any kind of social media, and you will see that every single social media post has jive turkey somewhere in it.
Yeah,
my name is Ryan T. Husk. I've said jive turkey 4 times today.
Jive turkey.
So anyway, let's get started, shall we?
Catchy, man.
Let's just all be jive turkeys today.
All right. Yeah, it's a jive turkey day today.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
So if you'd like us to review a show, everybody at home, just say WTF and the show below. So you could say WTF Rhino Saucers, or WTF Inspector Gadget, or WTF Bionic 6. Okay, that stands for Watch the First. Put that in the comment section below. Comment it, and we'll probably do it. By the way, thank you for reminding us, Michael. I always forget to do this. We are doing this episode because our good friends, Mohammed Noor, Dr. Mohammed Noor, that is, and Katie Carr recommended this show multiple times.
Katie Nicolau.
Meteorologist Katie Nicolau. I saw Katie in the notes. Meteorologist Katie Nicolau, our good friend. Oh, because she was on the show recently.
Yeah. She highly recommended this show. And then Dr. Mohammed Noor also highly recommended this show.
Both very highly. Okay. Scratch that Katie. From the record.
How's the weather? No, I'm just kidding.
She'll tell you. She will tell you for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's sick of that. She's like, wait a minute.
All right.
She loves it.
Anyway, the point is, it's time to talk about this show. So give us your comments, like, subscribe. Let's have some fun. First things first, we are going to start with my favorite game ever, which is
Predicaments.
Ooh.
Michael and I have known each other for a long time. Desmond, you've known us probably for like 8 or 10 years or something.
Yeah, it's been a while. Back
maybe 14.
Yeah, like Blockbuster days, man.
Right. You used to call me Wes Bentley when
Wes Bentley, yeah.
Okay.
Just come to the store, I was like, oh, Wes Bentley came to the store.
All right. So we can pretty much predict if the other person liked a show or not because we know each other so well. So here it comes. Michael, I think you liked this show. I don't think you thought it was the greatest thing in the world, but I think you enjoyed it all around easy. Desmond, I think you also liked this show, probably almost around the 8 region. I think you almost liked it very much. What do you think, Michael?
Well, I have been friends, like Ryan mentioned, I've been friends with Ryan a very long time. And I can predict I'm getting a picture. It's forming in my Ryan did not like this show. He did not like this show. Desmond, it's a little bit less clear, but he did like it. He liked it.
Wow,
He liked
ladies
it.
and gentlemen. Wow. Desmond, what do you think? What do you predict?
My turn. Okay. Yeah, I think Michael. I think you love the show, like to the degree, like you would marry it if it was possible to get married. And Ryan, I think you didn't really like the show.
You guys
I
are
think
such
you were-
grumpy gussies.
I know. I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, everybody at home, make your predictions now because you've gotten some pretty good hints. Michael and Desmond think I'm just a curmudgeon that doesn't like anything.
Yeah.
And we kind of think that Michael and Desmond may have liked it, or tell us how much you think we liked it or didn't like it. And Michael is ready and queued up to tell us what this show is even about.
In a war-torn world of elemental magic, a young boy reawakens to undertake a dangerous mystic quest to fulfill his destiny as the Avatar and bring peace to the world. In this episode, the legend of the Avatar is told. Katara and Sokka find a strange boy within an iceberg.
All right.
Pretty good, man.
There we go. So now you know, everybody.
That's what
And
it's
now
about.
we're going to play Desmond's favorite game, which is
Ooh,
when
yes.
we compare and contrast what we expected before we watched the show with what we got after we watched the show. Michael
call
likes to
this-
call it.
We both like to call it expectations.
Expect it. Oh, that's clever, man. Clever.
What we expected, what we
Clever?
got. Expectations. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
well,
most clever. Yeah. I agree.
All right.
I agree.
I like where this is going. We missed you, Desmond, by the way. We haven't seen you in so long.
Oh,
We've had some great
well, thank you.
times together.
oh, I'm blushing like a chocolate cherry right now.
We've been in Desmond's productions. He's been in our productions. Oh, what a blast.
man.
We'll talk a little bit more about that later, probably. But right now, everybody's like, but what about Avatar? Stop kissing each other's asses.
What
Okay.
did you expect versus what you got? Expectations.
Yeah. So before you watch this episode, Michael, what did you actually expect?
I mean, I had heard a lot of things about this show. I mean, from what I remember hearing is that they made a live action movie that, from what I've heard, is terrible because everybody loves this show so much. So I was expecting something that was mystic and magical, and obviously the elemental magics. Maybe not obviously, but it says the Last Airbender, so you'd expect that there'd be elemental magics, and I think I remember hearing something about elemental magic, and mostly what I have expected is a really good show because everybody is always gushing about this show, including Dr. Mohammed Noor and meteorologist Katie Nicolau.
And how could I forget while you were talking about that? You're right. Katie actually has a podcast or something in which she's reviewing this, if I remember correctly. That's right. She
Right.
was talking all about it. This is like her thing. This is her wheelhouse. And that guy behind
Yeah.
you kind of looks like Doug. Remember that cartoon, Doug? Anyway,
I'm
Um,
Doug, and I'm out of here. No, that's a different Doug.
so Desmond, before you watched this first episode, what did you
Yeah.
expect, if anything?
I was expecting there to be lots of blue people flying around. Because I remember when I worked at Blockbuster, there was Avatar, but it was the James Cameron Avatar. But I do remember there was an Avatar anime, but it wasn't the same one apparently. Like I was like, oh crap, this is going to be completely different than what I thought. Because I remember like everyone was renting Avatar like before the internet took over, so you could get like different volumes of DVDs, and like everything was checked out at different times. So people were always angry because the whole thing wasn't always in the store. But yeah, I just remember it was very popular in one particular moment. But I was waiting for blue people. I was one of
Stay
those people.
tuned. Stay tuned. They're
Stay
blue
tuned.
They're blue arrowhead people, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Oh, by the way, when did this come out? Michael, you didn't-
2005.
Oh wow.
Oh, it's that old. Okay. Well, I'll tell you
That
what
was
I
cool.
expected before I watched it. I expected
Okay.
I expected it to be something that I liked. Because of how highly touted it came from respectable people. I expected to think that this was a good and fun and interesting show. I didn't know anything about it, but that's what I expected. Michael, what did you actually get though?
I got a show with elemental magic that seems like the show was made for babies. It seems like
There's
this is
some
something that
adults are gonna hate you right now.
you should,
Like,
no,
what?
I'm not. I'm sorry,
He's used to
Dr.
it.
Noor and meteorologist Katie. I'm sorry, guys, but it just seemed this show. It just seemed like it's for babies. It seemed like something that you'd put on if you want your baby to go to sleep, or you want your baby to stop crying. You'd sit them down in front of the show, and then they would go to sleep, or they'd stop crying because their favorite baby show is on.
You know, Michael,
Put on
this is what you said about My Little Pony too. I think that you called it a baby show too.
No,
So-
no, I liked My Little Pony.
Then what was
I used to
you
love
said
My
another
Little Pony.
show was for babies. I think it was My Little. Yeah, it had to be My Little Pony.
Would
No, it wasn't My Little Pony. I think it was Static Shock.
Maybe. Whatever. Desmond, what did you actually get when you
Sorry,
watched this
go ahead.
first episode?
when I watched the first episode, okay, I got I got some cool like family core values that was going on, and then there's a lot of inner animosity that I saw, which is kind of cool, like stuff that I can relate to. You know, like are we allowed to talk about the show yet, or should I just like get my base filled?
Yes.
Go nuts.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, no, like at the beginning, you know, like the Avatar just bounced out when everyone needed him the most. He just like left. I was like, oh, well, that was like an ass move to do. Like I would be pissed off too. And I can relate to that, you know. And you know, and then like her brother's like completely sexist. He's like telling all these jokes and he has low self-esteem apparently. But like when they're in trouble, he was the first to like, you know, paddle, you know, like to try to rescue his sister. And he was like kind of he's like protecting her from like you know, from the evil thing. So I mean, he has like those cool family values that I liked. So I mean, I kind of thought that was pretty awesome.
All
Just
right.
training
You know.
babies to be warriors. Yeah.
Sounds pretty
Baby show.
favorable. Sounds pretty
true.
favorable. You know, to be honest, I haven't really thought about what I thought of it or what I got out of it. I'm kind of
You
neutral.
should have done that before we
I
started
think there
recording.
wasn't too much to it. I think I'm just kind of neutral on it. It was okay. It was okay.
If
The
you're a
animals.
baby.
At first, I was like, "What's this bison-looking thing?" And they're like, "That's a flying
yeah.
bison." I'm like, "Okay, that makes sense, I guess." But then it has like a platypus tail and it had 6 legs, and then there were like mice that were running around that didn't really look like mice, and I'm like, "Oh, I get it, okay." And then I thought that I was like, "Are these guys like Eskimos or Inuits or something like that?" But then they said they're in the South Pole. Well, then first I was like, "Are these Eskimos or Inuits?" I was like, "Wait, but they can't get penguins. Penguins are in the South Pole." But then they said, "We're in the South Pole." I was like, "Oh, great, that makes sense." And I was like, but then how are there bison in the South Pole? Because you can't have both. It was the thing for me.
Well, the
And-
bison came from the Air Nation, obviously, too.
Yeah, but anyway. So, but yeah, I guess I'm thinking like an adult instead of a child. And if you're a
Yeah,
child, then
yeah.
anywhere in the snow can have penguins and bison, and who cares?
Yeah.
But I do think that those animals and those things that I get stuck on because I'm dumb are actually probably one of the stronger suits of this show. I think that's probably going to be what people like about it, is all the cool and interesting animals and cool and interesting lore. I don't know. What do you guys think of the animals?
Bison is apparently really popular online because I remember a couple of years ago I was on Tumblr, perusing nothing. I was on Tumblr and there was like this GIF that went by my screen. Yeah, like don't ask what I was looking at. That's a whole other story. No, but there was like this a GIF of was it Apple the Bison? Is that his name?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you mean a GIF?
Yeah, GIF. Yeah, a meme or a meme. Well, whatever. But like, and it had like 100,000 likes. Like, oh yeah, there's like from Avatar. I was like, oh, okay, apparently he's like very popular.
Huh.
in the Avatar realm.
They should have called him Falcor.
Ah, yeah, man.
No, he's
But
not.
there was like the copyright thing.
He's a luck bison.
Yeah.
And he couldn't even fly. The flying was
dude.
lying.
Kitara, like it sounds like Chitara, man, from
Right? Thundercats.
Yeah. Like what the
Which
hell?
everybody at home knows we've reviewed. If you'd like to see our review of Thundercats that premiered with Who Knew? Meteorologist Katie
No, it was
Nicolau,
Katie.
Is it real?
by
Oh,
the
hey.
way. That one premiered on June 23rd of this year. Go check it out. Find out how much we loved it or hated it, or find out how much we, whatever. Michael, how'd you feel about the animals in Avatar?
Well, the bison thing, that was fine to me because it was to me, it seemed like a magical beast, and it seemed like it belonged to the Airbender kid. And so obviously it came from it. I didn't even care about where it came from because I knew that it was his pet, it was his buddy, and it must have come from the same place that he came from. And it's a mystical beast. But then the 4-winged penguins.
Yeah, I was just about to say there are penguins
yeah.
with 4 arms too. And I was
Yeah,
like, that's not even real.
4-winged penguins. And then they're talking about penguin sledding, and I'm like, please don't do that to those poor penguins.
But they were having fun,
They did.
enjoyed it.
The penguins, I didn't get the impression that the penguins enjoyed it.
I thought the
Well,
same thing.
No, at the end they did.
I'm going to
They got
jump
up and
on
they
my
were smiling when they
soapbox
left.
too and say, that I try not to be the guy that throws cold water on everybody's party. I know people love to do that. They love to get on their soapbox and be like, you shouldn't do this. But I was like, I wish, because they showed that they actually had to trick the penguins and capture them, meaning that the penguins didn't actually want it. Then they rode them. And when it was over, the penguins were like dizzy. I was like, this, what? They have a term for this. It's called animal abuse.
Animal abuse.
And you're
that's what I was thinking.
And you're going to teach the babies that Michael think this show is for to abuse your pets at home. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm off the soapbox.
I agree. I agree 9,000%. Believe me.
No,
which I know is not
hold on.
really possible, but that's how much I believe in what you just said. So
Desmond is about to prove us both wrong.
Well, no, I was looking very closely at the penguins when they got off, and the penguins were smiling when they walked away, which means they had fun sliding down the slide.
No, they were stoned. They were
They were-
stoned.
Okay.
First they tricked them with a fish, and then what you didn't see is that they drugged them, and then they rode them
Clubbed
down
them.
the hill.
There was also like some tiger seals, weren't there? Yeah, there was
What?
like a tiger
Oh,
seal.
yeah,
there was
was,
like
yeah.
a seal that
Yeah.
looked like everything's got like triangles and stripes on them on this show.
Had stripes, yeah.
Okay. Michael also knows something about me. And it's that I like it when a show, especially an animated show like this, holds my hand and tells me what the show is about. So I don't have to think. So it's not overly complicated. It just says, basically, it could start with, "Hi, Ryan. I know you're wondering what this show is about.
Yes.
Well, this is a world in which people have these earth tribes and these fire nations." And I'm like, okay, I'm listening. What else? And they've been going to battle for 100 years. Boy, oh boy, that is a problem, isn't it? But there used to be these and I'm just like, great, thanks. And I pause and I take notes and I pause and I take notes. And I'm like, now I'm ready to watch the show because you, narrator, have made it easy for me. And it also makes it more interesting because it gives us the lore.
I should have remembered that when I was making my predicament before. But
Because
there you go.
I'm big on lore. I'm big on mythology. And if you want to create a new world, I'm all for it. Let us know what that new world is all about. And I'm happy. That's fun. That's interesting. And I thought, Michael, you would like that kind of stuff too in this episode. Yay or nay?
Yeah, I would. That part was a little bit interesting, but they quickly lost me after that.
Where?
Quickly, like immediately after that.
Immediately
as soon as the show,
right when the two siblings are in the boat and like the older sexist male sibling is talking about, "Oh, you're just a dumb girl," and she's like using her magic to catch a fish, and he's like, "Oh, why are you getting me wet, dummy?" It was stupid.
Dummy. Okay. Desmond, how did you feel about the lore, the mythology, the world of Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I think it pulled me in just because I want to know what happened with that, like why the guy left, because they didn't really explain like why he just left like that, because he probably had a good reason for leaving them behind.
He got lost. He got
got
lost in the ice with his bison.
Is that?
Hey, speaking of which, I also have a fact check here. Fact check, guys.
Fact check.
Fact check.
Oh,
Okay. When the kid, this guy, Avatar guy, Aang, I believe his name was,
Right.
when he says, no, there's no war between whatever it was, and we know from the narrator, thanks narrator, that war's been going on for 100 years. And so she says something like, well, this war has been going on for 100 years or whatever it was. The conclusion was, he says, I can't be 112 years old. I'm like, cool, you get points for telling us that he's 12 years old. We get it now. Okay, good to know. Nice way of doing it. But the fact check is, just because the war hadn't started doesn't mean he went to that iceberg the day before the war happened. He could have been in there for 2,000 years for all he knows. We just know that he's been in that iceberg at least 100 years, but that doesn't mean anyway. So I was like, you guys, yeah,
but also you have to remember the audience of the show is babies. So,
they don't know what 112 means then.
Yeah.
100 plus 12.
Yeah. Well, they're just learning their mathematics is the point. Okay, toddlers, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. Okay, so let's move on and talk about what everybody's talking about with regards to this show, and that's the comedy. What did you think of the humor on this show?
Is anybody really talking about that?
The internet.
I don't get the impression that anybody's talking about the comedy of this show.
Did you think it was funny,
Desmond?
Me, I thought I don't know, it was like tongue in cheek. I like the uncle. He was kind of chill, very I'm gonna like just do whatever the heck I want, while his nephew's like freaking out, which is, I like the contrast between the two of them. That was kind of cute. But I was never like rolling on the floor, slapping my knees laughing.
Wait till episode 2, am I right? Michael, how did you feel about the jokes and comedy, Michael?
I hated them a lot.
Yeah. I want to take my vote back. I want to take back my vote for who liked this show and didn't like it.
Damn. I want a pencil too. Pencil. We got to bring back pencils. What are we doing?
The pencils are good, man. It's a good like emotional crutch.
What are we doing in this world if we're not using pencils anymore? Pencil is a lost art, and I'm gonna
All right, yeah.
I also have a Warriors.
Good wood.
I have a Golden State Warriors pencil unused in there somewhere, but let's just use this one. Okay.
Oh, you know why I have this?
Because you are the ruler.
Because you don't measure up.
Okay.
He's got jokes.
That joke would fit in this episode, Michael.
It would, yeah. It totally would, yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you something. The comedy here, okay. Well, the comedy was for children. Whatever. Okay, that's fine. I guess that we can really just accept it there. And maybe some of it might have been clever. Yeah, the uncle was okay. I actually thought that the bad guy character, what was this guy's name? Goku or something? By the way, this totally reminded this guy. No, this
the Prince guy.
Yeah, this totally reminded me of a character something on that Dragon Ball Z show that people used to watch. Definitely reminded me of that.
WTF Dragon Ball Z.
Solid. Good
WTF Powerpuff Girls.
I think you say Power Rangers. I know who you're thinking about when you mention those two shows. Our friend Thomas White. He watched those two shows. So no, the guy that I liked, I actually thought Prince Zuko was a pretty good character. because we get his motivation. We understand him. We know why he's doing what he's doing. He's got his mentor. We understand why he's pushing his mentor to teach him more things is because he's pressed for time. Like he's like, this is my moment. I thought that whole thing was well explained and clear and understandable. And that part totally worked for me. As far as the really the entire storylines of the show made sense to me. Like everybody's intentions were clear to me.
Yeah, they have to for babies to get it. Yeah,
it worked on me. I'm like, yeah, I get it now.
Yeah, you know what's going on. Definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. I wonder why Katie likes it so much. This is interesting. Did she tell us why she liked it? It must be the mythology of it all.
She said what she said is that we should watch it because it's so good.
I'm sure it gets better as it goes on. That was like the first episode. I'm sure there's more. I'm sure it gets a lot better.
But we only can review. We're only allowed to review the first episode.
That's right.
Desmond has revealed to us that he has not yet watched the second episode.
Oh no,
not yet. But we don't know if he would. So I don't know, Michael. Your thoughts? Do you have any questions about this show?
Yeah, why?
So yeah, okay.
No,
so yeah,
I mean, I guess
change my vote.
I wonder if it was a book I wonder if it was a book series first.
Yeah, I wonder if it was like a comic book or something, maybe, or it might have been like what is it called? Hentai? No, that's a different thing.
What's that, Michael? I don't know.
It's like anime porno. It might have been like
What?
Desmond's like, how do you spell that?
It might have been like what do you call those comic books that you read backwards because they're like anime. I guess it's not anime because it's not animated, but
I know what you're talking about.
Manga. It could have been a manga first.
Sounds delicious.
Was the live action one the same story? Is it completely different? Like something completely different?
I have no idea.
No.
Oh, there was a live action Last Airbender
movie.
Yeah, that like M. Night
familiar.
Shyamalan directed, I think, or
Yeah.
Oh, so the twist at the end, if it was him that directed it, was that the child was really the bison.
Ah. What?
All right. So you guys didn't like the comedy. You guys didn't like, well, no, Desmond's been a little nicer about it. Grand didn't do it for me. All right. Let's just go. Oh, go ahead, Des.
He did it for Desmond.
I had notes, man. I was like, Grand has zero time for bullshit. Like she was like the Estelle Getty of the episode.
Mm-hmm. Her last name is Ola.
Really? Okay.
Granola. So who was your favorite character?
Ryan could have been a comedy writer for this show.
The comic relief, man.
Yeah.
Comic relief by Ryan Huss.
Desmond, did you have a favorite character?
A favorite character? Yeah, probably the a-hole brother. He was like a Neanderthal, man, but he was like when push came to shove, he was there for his sister. So I like that. Yeah, but he's like a douche, he's like he doesn't know what he's doing. But
some douches know what they're doing.
Yeah, or it's like, or you get like the good with the bad, it's like so say like there's like a guy who's like an a-hole all the time, but then like when the right moment comes, like him being an a-hole comes in handy for whatever reason,
Yep, good point. Like when he's teaching those toddlers how to do karate or whatever it was, you got to be stern with those kids or they'll run you raw. They'll dominate you unless you show them who's boss.
That's right. They all had to pee, right? Yeah.
Michael's checking his notes to decide who his favorite character was.
No, I'm not trying to see if this is based on anything. And it looks like it was just created as a TV series. Well, let me see. Avatar: Last Airbender franchise.
Oh, I wrote down that Aang was in the iceberg for 100 years. That's some Ellen Ripley cryotube shit. Yeah.
That's an Aliens reference. Very nice.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. Did you get that one? No? Okay.
I didn't even hear what you said.
He was talking about Ellen
so-
Ripley, and I said, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I get it now.
I should have showed the pencil. That's what would get it.
Yeah, that's how you do that. So I guess if I had to choose a favorite character, it would be the Bison.
Bison, he's pretty popular.
Yeah, because he's the only popular character in this show. So he's the only one that you could like because he doesn't speak. Perfect.
It's very chill.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like the Bison. I mean, I did spoiler. I kind of looked ahead. It turns out that he does end up becoming the leader of they call him President Bison. But I think my favorite character, the Bison's cool, and Zuko, Prince Zuko. I think he's okay.
Zuko, yeah.
I think he was a well-defined character that we really can
You
understand.
like the
pretty
villain?
quickly. I don't even know if he's going to end up really being a villain or if he's just misunderstood. But yeah, I mean, I thought that was.
He's trying to fuck shit up, man. He wants to like fire everybody.
You're telling
But
me you
he's-
haven't wanted
he's
to
like a
fuck shit
fire
up in the
guy.
past? Yeah, he's a fire guy. That's what fire guys do.
That's what he does.
What do
Yeah,
you-
but
what
why
do you
can't you
want?
just fire? Why can't you just fire at your own home? Why do you have to go around the world firing everyone else?
Who would fire their own home? Michael, I think you're acting like you've never been a fire guy.
Yeah, I have. I've done.
What?
some fire.
I've
I've done. I played with some fire before.
No, what avatar would you be? Would you be, like fire, water?
Ooh, that's
Ah.
a great question, man.
All right, Michael.
All right, I guess I'll answer first. What if I were to be a bender? Because there's only the one avatar, as we learned from the mythology of this story. There's only one avatar who can control all four elements. But if I were going to be any kind of bender, airbender, waterbender, firebender, or earthbender, fender bender, yeah, mind bender, I think that I would choose earthbender for the simple purpose of you can create structures out of earth. You can say, oh, I'm tired, I want to sit down. Seats. You can say, I need someplace to live. Home. And you can create your own home. You can say, oh, I need a place for my bison to rest. Stable. And you can create these things out of earth.
Can you really? I don't know if that's how this thing
I mean,
works.
that's just what I'm
okay.
guessing. I don't know.
I felt like you were harnessing your inner what we do in the shadows with bat. All right. So let me answer Desmond's question because it's a great one. I think I would be an air dude. They wouldn't call me airbender, they call me air dude because I feel like
Airbud.
I feel like I'm a very airy guy. Like when I go on vacations, I like to go to places with fresh air. I like to escape big cities and get fresh. And every time I think about like going to France and stuff, I think about the air and it's very fragrant and delicious. So I feel like that's kind of my thing, air. And I don't like to smell people at the gym because that's bad air. I like good air. And so if I were an air bender, then I'd be like, I would bend the air so that stinky people wouldn't reach me, but the good air would come my way. And I'd be very happy.
No farts.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Ryan
Michael,
is very smell oriented.
Yeah, driven. Desmond, what about you? Which would you be? Fire, air, water, or earth?
I'd be like water for chocolate. That's what for chocolate rain.
I feel like we're missing the the reference here. I'm like, my brain's trying to spin and catch the reference.
Chocolate rain.
That's the only thing I could think of. Yeah. All right.
No, yeah, I'd be water though. I like because water, it's very it's very refreshing, you know, but if you get like some angry water at you, it'll completely kill you if it wanted to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, you ever been like in the beach and like in the ocean, just like
Yes,
like right off your feet? It's like, oh crap.
So
But, if you're
think
thirsty, you want like a nice cup of water.
that's true too. I think if the three of us combined, we could easily defeat fire.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
obviously the fire guy amongst us would be our buddy Darth. That means he would be
Oh, good
the
old Darth, yeah.
he would be the fourth member of the fire team squad. But
Mhm.
now, speaking of Darth, Desmond, it's pretty much time to talk about you for a moment.
Good old Darth.
So get ready for it.
Oh,
You
no pressure.
are a writer, producer, director. You've made a lot of cool movies in the past, which has been great. And we've enjoyed working on some of them. And we've enjoyed having you act in some of ours.
Yeah.
But here's the key. You're working on a new film called Spider. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Okay, Spider.
Ada.
Spider it's a movie about this woman who's trying to win the affections of a guy. So she resorts to murder and witchcraft to win him over. But the fun thing about it is that like I couldn't afford to shoot the movie all at one time, so it was like we would film in increments. So we would shoot like one day per month, and we started filming September of 2016.
Wow.
And then our wrap day was October of 2020. So we wrapped filming like a year. So it took like 4 years to film the movie.
I hope you didn't have any kids in that movie.
I know, right? Yeah, it'd be like that movie. What was that movie where it was like it showed them like growing up through like the whole movie? It was like a 4-hour long flick. What was that movie?
Benjamin Button.
That was
something like it was like a reverse Benjamin Button. Yeah, but no, but yeah, man. But we just finally finished it. It's like it's in post right now. It's
awesome.
It's crazy though, man. It's so freaking expensive to film a movie. I was like, oh yeah, we'll finish it in a year. We should be done in a year. Like, like fast forward to like 4 years later. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've also well, actually, before we move on to the next thing,
you guys are in post now, I'm guessing, right? So
yes, yeah.
Do you know when it'll be finished? About how long do you figure?
I mean, it's almost done. Like it's edited, and the film composer just finished doing the score for it. Now it's being colored, and the sound's getting done on it right now.
Nice.
Yeah, almost finished.
You've had quite some success in the past with previous productions. Would you like to list off a few productions? You've had some on like Amazon and such in the past, right?
Oh yeah. It was it was, I don't know, it seems it's weird that the how much the industry has kind of morphed in the past few years, but like it was a lot easier to get things on Amazon back when I got things on Amazon, but it seems like they're trying to phase out indie filmmakers right now.
Ooh.
I know, yeah, man. Yeah, but I know there's always there's ways to get your footage on the internet now because there's so many different platforms, but the key is trying to make money, make your money back. That's the
right.
But yeah, man.
Okay.
We're on the same boat.
Real quick, this is something I don't know about you, Desmond. What was the moment, if there was one, that you realized as a kid, I want to make movies. I want to be in movies. I want to do movie stuff.
That's a good question. I don't know. I think I wanted to be an actor like when I was a kid because I was always a bit of an attention whore, I guess, or because I'm a Leo, I guess. We always like the attention. So yeah, I wanted to be an actor. And then I didn't get into filming stuff until maybe like several years ago, just because one of my acting schools I was going to, they were, like pushing people to make your own stuff because they're like, if you want to be an actor, you should make your own. You should do your own work, because it's one way that you'll get a job. You can hire yourself, and then and it's also good just to keep your creative juices flowing. But but just from doing that, I kind of figured out that I want to make my own stuff because it's fun getting the the weird things in my head out on film. It's some interesting way of purging my emotions and my demons through film.
If somebody said that you could be forever a rich and successful director or a rich and successful actor, but not both, which would you choose?
Definitely director. Yeah. Just because I don't know, I like creating my own things, which is super fun. It's like it's very liberating to be able to write what I want to write and then just film it, as opposed to acting out what someone else wants. Acting out someone else's work is not the same as like doing my own work.
Awesome. So everybody at
What about you?
home. Oh, me. Between actor and director, I feel like I wish I could say C, writer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
C, writer, because then you're also creating your own thing. You're really just no holds barred, do whatever you'd like. Michael, what about you? And you can't copy anybody's answer.
Then I would say author.
Okay.
D, author.
Good loophole. Nice. Good one.
There you go.
All right. Now, everybody at home, be sure that you follow Desmon on social media. Those links are in the description box below. He's funny. He's cool. He's a great dude. And he's always got good projects happening. And when you post on social media, your friends are funny too, by the way. They also comment. And everything that you post on social media, somebody, at least one person, probably multiple, is going to say something about jive turkey, right? That's the rule.
Turkey, yeah.
That's the rule.
It's very
Everybody
catchy.
wants to jump on the jive turkey train.
Mhm.
It's very catchy phrase.
And it's very special if you can be the first person on a post to comment jive turkey.
True.
Speaking of first person, it's now time to move forward into the terrible twos.
Bottom line.
Ooh.
It's time for the bottom line,
We
aka
call this
the
time
terrible twos.
the bottom line time.
It's the final two questions of the show, the two most important questions of the show. This is what you tuned in for, ladies and gents. Here we
Bottom
go.
line.
Big money. Question number one. Michael Canyon Rosenberg. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate this first episode of, let me look this up real quick, Avatar: The Last Airbender, entitled The Boy in the Iceberg?
The boy in the iceberg. So I felt bad because I know so many people love this show. And so I gave it a little bit higher score than probably I would have. And I was originally just going to give it a 4. But then I was like,
4.
you know what? It's got magic.
Katie, don't kill him.
So
Don't kill him,
4.2. 4.2.
Okay.
Sorry, Katie and Mohammed.
That's about where I thought you were going with that. That seems about, that's very Michael-esque.
Yeah.
Desmond, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this first episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Okay.
The Boy in the
Keeping
Iceberg.
in mind that that it was made for children. If I was like a little kid watching this, after school, I would be like, whoa, this is awesome. I'd be like, yeah, I'm super into this, and I can, relate to a bunch of stuff going on. So I'd probably give it, for what it is, I would give it an 8, I would say. An 8. I think the anime was pretty basic, but it still got the job done. It seemed like a meat and potatoes kind of anime.
Good point about the anime. Animation was very minimalist, right?
True.
Okay. Scale of 1 to 10, what would I give it? I think I'm going to lean towards, because there are two parts to this. Number one is I very much liked the lore and the mythology and creating a new world and taking children away into this new faraway land and letting their minds go with it. And I bet that only grows and continues to get better and better and better, and more characters are added and everybody's happy. The other side of that is I only watched the one episode and it was okay. So 5.5.
I was right about you, Jeff Turkey.
You were. You were.
Oh, we got a
5.5.
jive turkey.
5.5. It was okay. It was fine. But here's the biggie. For the purposes of this podcast, we all had to watch the first episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender. But now the podcast is over and you're free to move about the internet. Michael Canyon Rosenberg, would you watch the second episode of your own volition?
Ooh.
Yeah, that is a good question. And for a good question, I've got a good answer. And that good answer that I'm going to give right now
Already typed it in.
is he's already typing no. He knows me.
I knew.
Yeah, it's not for me. I'm sorry, Katie. I'm sorry, Dr. Mohammed. I'm sure that Katie first watched this when she was a baby, and that's why she likes the show so much, because it holds fond memories for her, just like when Ryan and I were babies and we watched Thundercats, and we had fond memories of that.
Yeah, man.
And then when we watched it again recently, it was.
And it was you'd have to watch the review to find out.
That's a good point, though. That's a good point. It's different as you grow up, you know.
Right,
like,
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't know why Dr. Muhammad likes the show so much also, but I know other older people that like the show as well. So I'm not going to fault him for that. I think this type of show does appeal to some people, especially because of the magic, but the magic enough wasn't for me. So
I think the biggest argument from the pro Avatar people is going to be something like this. You got to watch the whole series. It gets bigger and better and cooler. Sadly, that's not what we do. Desmond,
once you watch the whole series, then you're going to love it.
Then rate the first episode. Desmond, would you watch the second episode of your own volition?
Yeah. No, I would watch it. Yeah. I thought it I mean, it was enjoyable. If I was, at home chilling, wanting to watch some good anime on, on Netflix, I'd pop it in with some popcorn and some drinks. It was what was I talking about? Oh yeah, like I noticed how it's all subjective, because I was looking at on Rotten Tomatoes, and like one of my favorite movies, which was Staying Alive, had a 0 rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Man. I was like, what? But I love that movie, man. It's like one of my favorite movies, man.
Yeah.
It had a 0 rating. So you at least watch the first episode so you can make your own judgment. Yeah.
I had you pegged too. I said you were gonna. Actually, I said an 8 for you, didn't I? I specifically said.
Yeah.
I think you'll give it an 8. And Michael, I think I said that you would be medium on it, right? I think I said something like that.
I'm less than medium.
You just barely.
It's a little below medium, yeah.
Yeah, it's same thing.
You said I'd like it though.
Is that what I said? Okay.
I don't remember.
Maybe I'm wrong. But I know I nailed Desmond on this one. Now
you nailed him.
Myself.
Desmond, you've been nailed.
I would watch the second episode.
What?
Psych. No thanks.
Oh man.
I was gonna say
no thanks. I wouldn't
well,
be
sometimes Ryan has some weird reasons why he would watch the second episode of things, but
I wouldn't be vehemently against it. I think it's fine. If somebody had it on, I wouldn't be like, oh no, bitch and moan and cry. I'd be like, oh, okay, I saw the film. Okay, pretty cool. Yeah, I'll check it out. No big deal. But of my own volition, I would not go out of my way to watch the second episode. And that's it, everybody. Those are the final 2 questions of the show.
Wait a minute. You're not even going to apologize to Dr. Muhammad nor you're all just kidding.
No, because I didn't poop on their show like you did. I thought it was fine.
Katie, I like the show.
And by the way, we love Katie and Muhammad.
Yeah,
so they already know how they know that our love runs deeper than just pooping on one of their episodes that they like. That Mike did the pooping. I didn't.
Ryan did still kind of poop on it at the end, though. The bottom line is that Ryan would poop on this show.
I thought you were gonna love the show. I was like,
yeah, you're right. Actually, I did say that I thought Mike would like it decently.
Me too.
You like, magic and stuff.
Yeah, I do like magic.
All right.
Not for babies.
Not for babies. So everybody at home, if you'd like us to review your favorite show or your most hated show, or a show that you just think would be really peculiar for us to review, or a show that you think will torture us to watch it, suggest it, and we may just torture ourselves watching it. Like when we did My Little Pony.
I liked it though. I liked My Little Pony.
Check it out, everybody. We had Rico Anderson and Darth Shuey reviewing My Little Pony with us. That was August 18th.
Nice.
Check that out. But that's it for us. So follow Desmon Heck in the description box below. You will have his links. Also, please be sure to subscribe to this channel, give this a like, and comment in the comment section below with WTF and the show that you want us to review. I was going to use Desmond's posters in the background for ideas, but they look like they're all movies.
Movies,
WTF,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that movie.
Wonder Woman, WTF, The Flash. Those were all TV shows back in the day.
WTF
Sure.
Smallville. That's another
Yeah.
WTF The Adventures of Lois and Clark. Right. That was
There was Lewis and
Saved by
Clark
the
was
Bell.
the real people.
right. Lois and Clark. That was
Yeah,
the-
WTF Saved by the Bell.
Yeah. Or WTF Saved by the Bell, the Next Generation, or for whatever it's called.
Yeah. College years. Man. Yeah.
Here we go. So that's about it for us, everybody. This podcast was reminiscent.
This podcast was Ryan's jokes were even worse than this episode.
Impossible.
This podcast was some fun job turkey time. Job turkey.
Just to get in a couple extras.
I didn't want to take the jive turkey thing because I'm like, I know Desmond's going to be
I
upset with
appreciate
me if I say jive turkey as my answer. But it was great seeing you again, Desmond. And everybody,
Yeah.
please remember what Mr. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg always likes to say.
Don't forget to register to be an organ donor on Donate Life America. And don't forget to watch the first of things.
Cue the music.